Selamat siang semuanya. Welcome once again to Isolate Show. And hey guys, welcome once again to Isolate Show. Dan minggu ini memang special waktunya dan jamnya karena ada conflict of schedule dan kebetulan guest kita kali ini Valerie Thomas. Dia ada di London jadi ada perbedaan waktu. Tapi anyway guys, kan gue umurnya agak tua ya. Valerie is very very young, tapi gue sangat suka banget ngobrol sama anak muda karena bener-bener banyak perspektif yang bisa gue belajar banget sih dan juga untuk my skill for my kids. Tapi gue udah bilang sama si Valerie, Valerie please jangan panggil ke tante ya di show ini ya. So anyway, let's wait for Valerie. Hi Kiki, how are you? Valerie, of course, by the way, dia adalah seorang aktris yang sangat populer. Dia juga adalah seorang entrepreneur. Jadi kita ngobrol dengan dia about what she's doing right now. So she's very young, very talented, and very, very, I would say, productive. So anyway, hi Valerie, let's invite you in, all right? By Valerie Thomas. The end of the show, only for you who are watching, so stay tuned. Hi Val, good morning.
Grace, good morning. Oh, give me 1 second. Good morning, how are you?
Sorry, sana jam berapa ya? Jam 9 pagi?
Ya, jam 9 pagi.
Jam 9 pagi ya. So di sini jam 3 hujan, semoga nggak ada masalah dengan kita punya internet. So hopefully everything is okay.
Everything
Alright. Well, let me just get straight to the point. You are in London right now. Lo di London sekarang ya kan? Lo di London itu selama gue baca di COVID ini ya, gue baca banyak orang, terutama orang Asia, keturunan Asia, kena racist attack. Lo sendiri pernah mengalami hal tersebut nggak selama di COVID ini di London?
Selama di London ini, thankfully, gue belum pernah sih racially profiled, tapi ya karena everything sekarang in the world that's happening right now is super super sensitive. Yang banyak yang racially profiled, especially at times like this gitu. Tapi thankfully aku sendiri selama COVID ini belum ngalamin apa-apa. Aku juga jaga jarak sama semuanya kan. Stay home most of the time, doing my part.
Okay. Wait, why are you in London though? I mean, are you based in London?
Yeah, I'm actually studying here.
Oh, masih lo, you are still kuliah?
Saya masih kuliah, soalnya aku ganti.
Oh my gosh. Oh, you're so young. Wow, okay. Oops. All right. Oh, okay.
Tapi sekarang aku ganti ke Media and Communications. So
okay. Oke. Nah, tapi lu kan of course being an actress, apakah ada rencana untuk pindah ke Hollywood untuk becoming your base for next stepnya?
Maybe not in the near future because I actually prefer London more than the US.
Oh, okay.
Maybe sometime after my study, I don't know what my future holds, like maybe if ada opportunity di sana aku juga bisa, mungkin I will try. Cuman for now, I'm just gonna study, enjoy my life as a student here, as well as, maybe my first movie actually, my first UK-based movie actually baru tayang kemarin pas 17 Agustus. So that's something to look forward to. I'm really excited about that.
When did you shoot that movie? Yeah? When did you shoot it?
I shot it in London. I shot it actually not in London, in the UK. I shot it in Liverpool, Manchester, and it was a day in Birmingham or something. But yeah, we shot it in the UK.
Kapan? Like, sebelum COVID?
Last year sebelum COVID, setelah aku syuting Pretty Little Liars di Bali, aku terbang ke sini. Okay. Abis itu aku syuting film di sini.
Oh, oke. Valerie, lu pasti sadar ya bahwa terakhir ini banyak sekali orang-orang Indonesia di bidang artis, creative industry ya. Jadi aktor, singer, dancer dan segala macam pindah ke Hollywood untuk bisa expand di globally, ya, terkenal globally kan. Ini observasi gua, and forgive me if I'm wrong, but you tell me, okay, because you're the young one, ya. Gue liatin sekarang ini kok trennya orang-orang muda-muda, bahkan di luar negeri pun juga, YouTuber, social media, influencer, kok sekarang mukanya harus yang ngoncol-ngoncol, gayanya ngoncol-ngoncol, yang nyebelin gitu loh. Kalau dulu kan harus yang, kalau dulu kan harus yang kayaknya, dulu kan harus yang good girl, yang sweet, yang next door girl loh kan. Kok sekarang kayaknya harus yang mukanya perlu di punchable gitu ya. What's the trend behind all of this?
I think beauty standards. It's just beauty standards. Like to me, I like karena aku udah di entertainment industry udah mungkin 10 tahun lebih, dari aku umur 9 tahun, aku lebih I'm not really into that stuff. I like being humble. That's how I get around. And my girls will always remind me to be humble, to always know my self-worth, so I can differ from everybody else. Not nggak harus ngocol juga gitu.
Tapi observasiku bener nggak sih bahwa emang kayaknya banyak ngocol?
Yes, I feel like sekarang beauty standards apalagi zaman sekarang kan udah I don't understand ya, like the level of beauty that many women want to achieve right now, especially itu tuh ada-ada aja gitu. Padahal it doesn't have to really be like that, you know, because you can get jobs just by being humble. You can get jobs just by, you know, using your words and less with the face, more with talking, you know, net old-fashioned way. At least that's how I like to do it.
No, I agree with you. Because definitely lu bukan tipe yang punchable face. Maksud gue tadi masih banyak banget yang kayak punchable face. You're not by the way. Clarifying that, okay? Alright. Oke, sekarang kan lu sendiri kan kenal mungkin banyak orang di luar negeri yang tahu orang Indonesia mau ke luar negeri ya kan, the industry itself. Menurut mereka yang lu denger ya, in general, apa sih kelebihannya artis-artis Indonesia dan apa kekurangannya artis Indonesia? Bisa nggak share sedikit about that?
This is just my opinion, yeah. Again, like everyone's opinions differ, but this is just my opinion. Kelebihan artis-artis Indonesia, I feel like kita as Indonesians, because all the Indonesians, they like love the way these entrepreneurs or these influencers kayak give off their personality and how everything and everyone, almost everyone juga, the way they do their business, the way they promote stuff, the way they do everything is the same. So there's a standard in the way they do things and in the way people do things in Indonesia, and that's what keeps them going as influencers. What makes people like them gitu loh. Kayak this you every single person makes kayak apa ya? It is in manner. Okay, this is what I think. So obviously the people that watch us, they're drawn to look at us and like something about us, and they find that in other influencers as well. And itu tuh consistently promote things the same way. When you see one influencer, you see another, mereka sama aja, and that's what these people like. Kayak I'm not gonna lie, kayak these influencers, mereka punya banyak duit, mereka punya banyak followers, dan itu tuh juga gara-gara fan base mereka. And that's what they know. That's the only thing they know. The sad thing is, people like me, aku punya pikiran yang lebih deep, aku punya pemikiran yang lebih jauh, yang lebih open, yang lebih raw. And I'm saying that these don't have an expandable knowledge of one thing or another. Aku cuma bilang kayak for people like me, karena aku punya different way of thinking, different way of speaking, different way of everything. Every time I wanna, aku mau menyampaikan sesuatu ke fans aku, mereka not all of them will understand. And because I'm coming from a place of knowledge and education, not like haha yeah, hey guys, what's up? That's the con, because not a lot of people can understand. Why? What teach them, educate them, because the norm sekarang, they don't really educate these people anymore, you know. So when I try to do something different, it's not fun for them. It's not something yang kayak dari harus begini. Enggak, mereka cuman they go and see something that they already know because they know that it will make them laugh. They know it will make them, you know. It's just the same old thing, same old things. Bro, it can get so many followings, so many everything. You can get so many people to watch your videos. You can get so many people you can create a large fan base. Tapi ya, you're not teaching them anything real, and that's the sad.
Okay, all right.
Nggak bisa. I mean, I'm not trying to differ myself from anyone. Cuman aku beda aja. The way I'm built is different. Like,
do you think you are like this because of your parents?
I mean, my parents, in a way, they have implemented a lot of these things into my head dari kecil. Tapi kayak mereka nggak pernah paksa aku untuk think this way. I mean, obviously I also have a education yang lebih, how do I say this? Like my whole life, I've been in an international school, exposed to Western values. Yang pas banyak hal yang aku tahu yang banyak orang-orang Indonesia nggak tahu, cuman karena aku dapat luxury sekolah di sini.
I see. Okay, that's a good point. Dan
aku tuh 100% beda sama orang-orang yang hanya diem di Jakarta saja atau hanya diem di Indonesia saja gitu.
Okay, jadi wawasannya lebih besar lah berarti.
Sometimes me talking about things and when it comes to other people talking about things, sekarang engagementnya aku juga yang paling engagement mereka lebih tinggi, soalnya hype mereka lebih banyak, ngerti nggak? Justru engagement aku karena aku ngomong sesuatu dari my heart, something that is so close to my heart, I'm trying to give these people knowledge, justru mereka nggak ngerti. There's no hype in that.
Okay. Sorry, Val, do you mind kalau kita bahasa Indonesia? Kayak banyak orang komentar kayaknya pada nggak ngerti ke bahasa Inggris, jadi kita sebisa mungkin bahasa Indonesia. Dan kalau bisa, apakah bisa itu nggak? Apa mungkin dari bilang tuh bahasa Inggris terlalu cepat soalnya jadinya pada nggak ngerti. Terus mungkin bisa nggak itu banyak closer to the mic? Because I feel like kayak tadi banyak orang ada komentar suaranya kurang ketika itu. Suaranya deketin Kak Val, please. Gitu. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, wait. There's a question. Oh no, it's just a question. Okay, Val. Sekarang gue mau ngomong tentang orang tua lo ya. Of course kan semua orang tahu bahwa orang tua tuh ada orang tua yang famous ya kan. Pertanyaan gue nih ya, lu pas lagi growing up ya, maksudnya growing up itu, lu tahu nggak sih orang tua tuh famous?
Jujur, aku sebenarnya nggak tahu sampai aku masuk middle school. No.
Middle school tuh SMP.
Primary SMP. Kelas 6 naik ke kelas 7 dan itu juga karena you know all the gossip and everything, so my parents never really made it known that they were famous because they didn't want to include that part in my life because they wanted me to have like a normal school life with all my high school friends. Tapi ya ada konsekuensinya juga. Aku find out so many things from the media, through my friends, through my classmates, through my teachers. Tahu aku masuk sekolah mereka kayak, oh I heard your parents gini ya. Sementara aku nggak tahu apa-apa. And then I go home, I'm like, Mom, Dad, like I heard this, you know.
No, okay, tapi gini, okay, when you're in public places, pas lu masih kecil ya, lu di public places begitu, tempat umum, ada nggak sih sesuatu nih ada fan tiba-tiba mau foto sama papa lu sama your parents, ada nggak sih? Lu merasa aneh nggak sih apa mereka mau foto sama your parents gitu loh?
Obviously kan dulu it was there, jadi more people like go up to them and take photos and everything. Kayak dulu fans papa mama tuh lebih heboh daripada sekarang. Dulu mereka fansnya heboh banget, cuman aku masih kecil, aku nggak ngerti apa-apa.
Okay.
Times I've been like in front of a camera, interview gitu-gitu tuh. Honestly, aku nggak ngerti apa-apa sampai aku SMP.
Okay.
So I saw my first movie at 9 years old, and my dad juga udah in the entertainment industry udah lama banget, udah bikin acara lah, udah ini, udah itu, udah kayak building so many like little entertainment brands gitu, and I had no idea because like
tapi lu kan sekolah di British School ya, setahu gue ya, benar ya. Nah, pas lu SMP SMA itu dengan teman-teman lu yang orang tuanya adalah business people, mostly adalah pedagang, businessman itu, ada perbedaan nggak sih? Mereka tanya lu nggak sih? Orang tua lu famous nih gini-gini, like what is it the same atau weird atau bagaimana ya?
It's kind of weird because I've always been down to earth and humble. I don't really like people talking to me that way as if I'm different or anything gitu. And thankfully like these people, like my school friends juga ada a couple, 4 or 5 friends that actually I hold so close to my dear heart because
you need that. Yes,
and so well, even like coping with, you know, school and like filming and everything when I was young. I sometimes would ditch school, sakit, gini dan they ask about me, they ask what I'm doing, why I skipped school. They let me in on so many like school information gitu loh, on the things that I missed. I guess it's really good. I have a really good support group at school and I'm so thankful.
That's very important.
So I actually didn't feel comfortable with like most of the people at school because of that reason. Kayak mereka cuma mau temenan sama aku because aku artis or something gitu. But yeah, I have friends that are
Tapi
really
oke,
they're actually my best friends.
sampai sekarang ya, that's really important, especially because you are a celebrity kan. Nah, sekarang pertanyaan gue, apakah mereka ada aneh nggak sih temen lu yang bukan temen deket ya, yang pernah ke rumah lu mungkin atau ke mana gitu, terus bilang gini, oh my gosh, that's Jeremy Thomas gitu, ada nggak sih?
Ada paling more Indonesian people kayak fans papaku gitu. Biasanya kalau misalnya kita atau ke like keluar kota gitu, biasanya fans papa banyak banget di luar kota.
So, but growing up, do your parents, like you said just now, your parents want you to have normal lives. Pas lu bilang lu pengen jadi aktor atau actress ya, jadi aktris, mereka pengen lu jadi aktris atau mereka sebetulnya pengennya lu jangan deh karena ini susah banget, ini not a good environment. What did they say about this?
My parents are actually very supportive karena nggak banyak orang yang dapat opportunity seperti aku. Kalau misalnya aku bisa pakai my time to do something good for my life, why not? You know? And this is not a lot of people can get. And I'm so thankful that I got this experience udah dari kecil. Aku udah bisa masuk ke dunia entertainment. Aku bisa belajar dari semua orang. Aku bisa setiap kali aku acting itu, I feel like I'm learning. I'm learning more from the director. I'm learning more from senior yang udah acting 20 tahun lebih jauh daripada aku, you know what I mean? I'm always learning. Like, even when I'm always learning.
Okay.
So I will mindset, oh aku udah bisa acting or aku no. Because every time I get a new movie role or like anything new, kayak any experience yang baru gitu, buat aku masih belajar. Aku belajar dari semua orang yang ada di satu environment aku. Misalnya aku shooting for 2 months and there's so many people, different types of people in the entertainment industry, and I can learn from these so much. Also different age, different everything. I can go to them for no problem. Kalau misalnya aku pengen ngomongin soal, pokoknya this is the funny thing. Every time aku shooting, pasti you find someone to talk to. There's gonna be this one person can talk to about everything. There's gonna be this one person that's older than you, but still kayak the way they think and the way they speak is not that mature, so I can't really talk to them. But ada juga banyak 2-3 people lah yang aku bisa beneran ngomong 4 mata, ngomongin tentang my life, my struggles, why I'm here, why I chose to do it, and aku banyak belajar aja dari these people.
Okay. What is the best advice though yang lu punya orang tua pernah kasih tau lu tentang becoming an entertainer?
I have a lot right now. I just gotta skim through it every day. My parents tuh masih sampai sekarang masih ngingetin kayak aku harus inget my morals, aku harus inget my values, aku harus inget aku tuh siapa, how I'm built the way. I always have to respect people. I always have to be humble. And I always have to be, every time I'm in a situation or di dalam situasi atau di dalam environment yang aku orang baru gitu, aku harus nggak boleh belagu, aku harus tetap tanya kalau aku nggak tahu, aku harus tanya, nggak boleh belagu, aku harus humble, aku harus selalu bertanya, you know, if I want to know something and I want to know everything, I have to be humble, keep my head down, keep asking questions. And
yes, for sure nggak boleh ngocol ya. Oops, what happened there? Okay, but this is this is an important question ya. Lu kan adalah anaknya Jeremy Thomas, okay? I'm just gonna say your dad, okay? Jeremy Thomas, ya kan? Menurut lo, pengalaman lu sendiri, apakah itu adalah keuntungan atau disadvantage? I wanna say lebih is it benefit atau lebih disadvantage?
Ada benefit dan ada disadvantage juga. Disadvantage-nya dulu ya. Disadvantage-nya itu mungkin banyak orang kira karir aku itu di stem dari keluarga aku. Padahal enggak. Everything is like, mungkin my first job when I was 9. You know what I mean? But that doesn't dictate anything. You know? My family been in the industry for a long time. It's not a surprise if their kids are also in the same path, you know? And my parents tuh nggak pernah aku untuk jadi aktor, jadi actress, nggak pernah. mereka tuh they're open for me, they're really open like with what I want to do. Mereka tuh selalu ingetin ini bukan one thing your whole life. You know you can do something more, and that's why I brand.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, and that's why I have my own lipstick brand. Karena aku juga tahu, walaupun ini hobi aku, nanti kalau misalnya aku udah gede, aku perlu bisnis juga, gitu.
Jadi lu actually businessman juga. Okay, nah this okay. I'm gonna go to that question ya. Sekarang lu kan adalah ada apa makeupnya sendiri, which is apa Val. By the way, jangan lupa ya guys, giveaways ya coming up soon. Winners nih di-announce di sini. Each winner will get 2 apa lipsticks daripada Val, and apa namanya have 10 winners. Okay, so it'll be so cool. Alright. Sebelum itu, sorry, tadi pertanyaan. Do you love spicy food? Lu suka makanan sambal nggak?
Gue suka banget. I love spicy food. I love it.
Okay, alright. So, back to the question ya. Masalah apa being entrepreneur. Mana lebih susah? Di artis atau jadi entrepreneur? Mana lebih susah buat lu?
Jadi entrepreneur dong.
Bisa
Pastinya.
share nggak? Oke, boleh share nggak sih apa yang kesamaannya antara dua industri ini dan apa perbedaannya?
Persamaan artis dan entrepreneur. Mungkin entrepreneur public figure ya. Jadi dikenal semua orang karena dia network sama banyak orang, maka dari itu dia bisa jadi entrepreneur. Mungkin kesamaannya itu aja. Is that the fact that they're both, but an entrepreneur would be more well known in higher social classes, meanwhile artis pasti lower social class. Ini I'm just saying because it's true, it's a fact, known fact.
Oke, menurut gue gini ya, kan banyak selebritis akhir ini ya di Amerika pun di Indonesia, mereka tuh branch up becoming entrepreneur, restoran lah, cafe, products, bags, whatever likes, makeups and all of those things ya kan. Lu sendiri kenapa pilih makeup? Apakah emang itu your hobby, your passion, atau kenapa why makeup as your venture for the first venture?
I get bullied for having lips before the Kylie Jenner lip injection era. Everyone at school had big lips gitu kan. So like when that happened, my mom was like,
by the way, Val, I was gonna say that you look like Kylie Jenner in a sense that lu ada 2 topi ya kan sebagai apa lipstick juga, dan ya of course bibir lu mirip dia sih gitu loh, you know what I mean? Tapi ya natural gitu.
Aku dibully banget pas kecil. Semua orang kayak, oh haha, your lips is so big like Joker gitu kan.
Really? Wow.
My mom was like, yeah, you should make a lipstick brand. It's gonna blow up. And then
But you enjoy makeup, you enjoy lipstick pastinya dong.
This is the thing. My parents, although they like apa ya, mereka selalu persuade aku untuk do what I want, dan mereka selalu bisik-bisik lah, kasih bisik-bisikan kecil, ayolah kamu bikin lipstick ini itu. Tapi mereka selalu give me advice yang works well for me, apa yang I want to do. My mom said me to do anything, but I think it's a really good idea if you make a lipstick brand. Anyway, in a way, ngebimbing aku untuk do something with my life at such a young age, which I'm so grateful for, because imagine aku dari tahun 2015, you know, aku dapat income dari lipstick, ngebantu aku juga di sini ketika aku sekolah di UK, you know. So I'm really great. I'm so my parents for setting business for me, for letting me explore, you know, my palette, my taste, my everything.
Sure. Jadi I think kalau kedepannya gue boleh assume bahwa lu kalau kedepannya pasti lebih mau menggelutin business entrepreneur daripada acting, am I correct?
Acting is still my hobby, still actress. So aku masih jalan aku masih di situ. Cuman aku kalau misalnya punya kesempatan untuk berbisnis atau punya kesempatan untuk ngelakuin suatu hal yang aku belum pernah ngelakuin before, I would do it. Why not? You know?
I think kalau one thing kalau I can learn from you from this interview adalah lu tuh kayaknya a learner ya, kayaknya always wanting to learn, kayak pengen belajar terus begitu ya, benar nggak sih?
Ya. Kalau intinya
kalau misalnya sorry.
Kenapa?
Go ahead. I think you were cut off just now. Please go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like rumus aku tuh ya trial and error. Kalau misalnya kita if we don't fail at something, we won't be better at it, you know? So I'm always open to try new things, even if I fail, you know, it doesn't mean anything. I would just go jalanin aja gitu.
Sure. Ini amazing ya Valerie ya guys, if you're watching it tadi dari awal, kalau gue merasa ini benar-benar hebat karena dia tuh masih kuliah ternyata loh, jadi bukannya lulus, tapi do so many things ya, maksudnya mau belajar terus. I think itu buat kita tuh semua harus ada satu rasa haus untuk belajar, which is I really applaud you for that. So that's good. Ada question dari Brush.dari, dia tanya, coba tanya, apakah pandangan orang-orang luar negeri dengan Indonesia sendiri, apa sih, nggak, kurang pertanyaan, saya kurang jelas, dengan Let Valerie atau dengan negara Indonesia sendiri? What does that mean ya? Do you know that question? I'm not really sure what the person is asking. Okay, well, all right. Okay, sorry, I don't know what it is. Okay, wait. Nadia, if you're watching this, please. Nadia is my assistant, by the way, and dia bakal milihin apa winnersnya. Jadi Nadia, tolong kalau udah dapet nama-namanya, tolong di itu ya, kasih email ke gue. Soalnya gue perlu bacain. Valerie, sebentar, belum selesai DP, by the way ya. Kalau lu udah satu kata, boleh, what's the word? Valerie ini kan adalah brand, bukan cuma satu orang, ini adalah brand sekarang. You are building your personal brand. Yeah. Satu kata untuk describe. Itu apa brand itu? Satu kata, what would you say that brand is? Valerie Thomas is apa?
I'm unique.
Unique. Oh, I love that. Okay, that's very good. All right, next question.
I'm very different to most of the people in Jakarta.
I really think so. I think so. I think so because you said it in the awal tadi lu bilang lu adalah cara mikir lu, apa lu cara dapetin apa ngomong sama followers juga beda sekali sama most celebrities your age. So that's I like that. I'm anti-mainstream. I like that too. Oke, Vel, ada pertanyaan ya, Vel ya. Yeah. Apa makna merdeka buat kalian berdua? Well, kalian lu lah, jangan gue, lu aja, lu selebritinya. What is the meaning of merdeka buat lu? Merdeka.
Merdeka buat aku. Bhinneka Tunggal Ika.
Oh. Okay. Alright. That's very good because kita kan baru celebrate kemarin ya, tanggal 17 Agustusan ya. Terus tadi ada pertanyaan lagi. Yeay, entar ada pertanyaan lagi ya. Oke. Sorry, tadi scroll up dulu. Oke. Bagaimana kita memulai sebagai seorang entrepreneur kalau kita bukan seseorang famous? Please go ahead.
Oke, I feel like entrepreneur juga banyak yang bukan famous ya. Dan mereka juga punya years of kita bilang kalau orang yang nggak well known bisa run a business lebih better daripada orang yang well known. Tapi the reality is banyak banget orang yang nggak famous, yang nggak well known, yang establish a business yang udah jalan bertahun-tahun. You know, so it doesn't matter if you're well known. You know, you don't have to be well known to be an entrepreneur. You just have to be smart.
Yes, that's agree. Yes, great. I mean, look, bisa lu lihat Indonesia yang apa bikin Tokopedia, Traveloka, mereka bukan orang famous loh, mereka cuma orang yang rajin dan pintar aja betulnya sih.
Pedagang dan mereka punya passion dari diri mereka sendiri. And that's what it takes to have a good business. You don't have to be well known. Everything a good business tuh dari passion, dari kemauan orang itu sendiri. Kalau misalnya orang itu punya motivasi yang tinggi sekali, dia pasti bisa go far. Tapi kalau misalnya kalau misalnya dia cuma half kayak setengah-setengah kerjain yang nggak mungkin go far, It's all about focus and knowing what you love to do and do it.
Okay, that's very good. By the way, next question ya, bentar Val, sorry, I have to scroll up soalnya nih, agak bingung scrollnya. Oke, di sini ya, dari Irfan Ahmad. Apakah benar orang luar negeri, terutama di Eropa, lebih open-minded daripada orang Indonesia dalam persepsi dan berdebat?
Oh, pastinya. Soalnya orang Indonesia, I'm not judging or anything, but this is just from my experience. I'm not saying, actually, banyak orang Indonesia yang open juga. I have to give Indonesians that. There's so many Indonesians that I know yang udah agak mature age-nya gitu, yang mereka tuh open-minded juga. Cuman, banyak orang Indonesia juga yang kalau misalnya kita ngomong open-minded gitu, kalau misalnya kita ngomong apa semua isi hati kita, tapi mereka tersinggung. So, that's the only difference. Kalau di sini kita bisa ngomong sepuas hati dan gak ada yang tersinggung. Kalau di Jakarta kita that differs our cultural values dikit aja nanti ada yang tersinggung. Udah itu doang.
Padahal katakan Bhinneka Tunggal Ika mestinya ya, mestinya kan nggak tersinggung, karena tragedy happens. Oke, terus ini pertanyaan lagi ya. Oke, I'm just answering your question. Okay, this is a good question dari Siru Yustar. Val, I just want to know what are your goals right now. Okay, that's good. Talk about your goals and talk about your next upcoming projects, whatever you have, either for a film atau enggak for your makeup business.
My goals, if you ask me this question now, and if you ask me this question in 3 years, my answer will be completely different. You know, because
Okay.
goals change every year, every like months even, you know, like goals buat aku tuh bukan suatu hal yang aku harus achieve sekarang juga, you know. I have long term goals, as in like I know what I want, like kayak by the end of my degree aku tahu what I'm gonna use it with. Tapi okay, if I talk about my goals right now, mungkin sekarang my goals lagi corona juga ya, lagi corona. I probably would just, you know,
Stay alive.
my goal. Mungkin aku juga kalau misalnya setelah corona selesai, aku bakal main film lagi. Aku sekarang lagi sibuk rebranding my kefir mask business. Jadi if you didn't know what kefir is, itu tuh it's bahan dasarnya natural, it's 100% organic, dan itu tuh terbuat dari food ingredients like milk yang pakai proses fermentation, and it's like a organism, so bacteria baik that our body needs buat usus pencernaan kita, so for our digestive tract. Anyways, I'm like rebranding that right now, and because of corona I haven't been really working on my lipstick, but in a couple months time I will release a new product. I'm thinking of namanya lip glosses sama highlighters. And for my kefir brand, aku lagi mau ngejual kefir milk aku lagi sama kefir kefir water aku lagi, so that's super exciting for me because I'm actually quarantine itu bener-bener bikin aku kayak into this stuff again. Tadinya pas aku kecil, so my parents have been in the kefir industry udah lama banget kan. So my mom is a health freak. She loves giving me juices, healthy shots, healthy everything gitu. Dan aku kayak SMA kan masih kecil ya, ngeyel. Jadi I don't really like, aku nggak terlalu tahu benefitnya kenapa ini bisa bikin aku sehat. Dan during quarantine aku mulai minum kefir lagi, terus aku kerasa gitu the health benefits in my body. I don't know why. I think it's because I'm older now.
Come on, shut up, get out of here.
You know, I don't feel anything, but now when I drink kefir, I like detoxnya tuh bener-bener ke detox gitu, and I notice the difference that it makes in my body gitu.
I see, okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Karena itu aku jadi lebih niat nge-brand
because you feel your own benefit from it, ya. Okay. Somebody was asking, beli di mana itu? Setahu gue bisa jawab sih, itu online ada kan di Tokopedia, setahu gue ya.
Tapi Tokopedia, Medina Organic Kefir. Soalnya ini tuh kayak perawatan inside and outside from kefir dari bahan dasar kefir.
Okay. Okay, ada satu question actually is very good ya, terutama buat lu anak muda dan selebriti. Bagaimana pendapat lu misalnya orang di body shame?
Menurut aku body shaming is so wrong. Like, buat apa lu body shame orang? Kalau misalnya orang itu, you never know what that person is going through. Why would you body shame that person? Lu kenal orang itu aja enggak? Kalau misalnya orang itu punya a little bit of weight, so what? You know, sometimes people don't look at themselves before they judge others.
Tapi buat orang yang, tapi buat yang terima body shame itu, what should that person do?
I think that person should speak up. Kita sekarang, we live in an era where speaking up is important and speaking up is the right thing to do. And sampai sekarang, even though a lot of people, it's called the call out culture. Even though a lot of people call so many people out, right now so many people call each other out. Banyak juga orang yang masih belum bisa atau belum comfortable untuk call people out karena they receive so much hate and they receive so much komen-komen yang gak bagus aja, yang gak mau didengar gitu, karena udah terlalu banyak orang ngejudge mereka jadi gak mau.
I see.
And something like that really affects your entire life, you know, because you never know.
Sure.
If you can't speak about one thing, what makes you think that you can speak up about so many other things yang lebih jauh lebih parah gitu.
Yes. Terus ada another okay, I will just get one more questions. It was asked by two people differently, so that will be the last question from the audience today. Kenapa lo pilih England daripada Amerika atau Indonesia untuk lo punya kuliah?
This is a really interesting question because my dad actually asked me this question before dia berangkat ke university.
Okay.
up always send me to America, right? For kayak summer holidays. Jadi aku
Hmm.
Amerika holidays. Kalau nggak dulu, my parents the way they apa namanya brought me up is really funny ya. Jadi aku dulu the whole time pas aku kecil gitu sampai aku SMP, aku diberangkatin ke places yang ada banyak alam. So my soul daripada city, though I live in Jakarta. But when I started becoming a teenager, obviously going to Bali alone isn't a good idea for a teenager. So my parents would always send me to the city, like okay, here it's a big city for a small girl like you. I'm gonna leave you here, enjoy your summer, learn something.
Okay.
Learn something. Kamu udah so many years liburan di Bali 4 bulan ini tuh every year kamu ke Bali 3 tahun ke Bali 3 kali 4 kali gitu. Now you go to city.
Okay.
Parents, and like I feel like in America, I have so many friends in America, by the way. Shout out to everyone in America, I love you all. But I wouldn't be able to live there because I feel like the city itself is a bit artificial. Like you don't see the uniqueness of the people there because they talk the same, dress the same, have the same agenda, have the same ini. Sementara aku nggak bisa kayak gitu.
Because you're
Aku
unique.
respect orang yang punya different agendas to mine. Dan aku lebih respect orang yang punya waktu dan yang tahu waktu dan tahu their place, maksudnya kayak mereka kalau misalnya aku lebih mau berteman sama orang yang punya experience kerja walaupun mereka susah. Aku mau temenan sama orang yang punya karakter. Aku mau temenan sama orang yang bisa membuat aku menjadi orang yang lebih baik atau show me something that I've never seen at all in my life. Jadi aku bisa interested, aku bisa pengen tahu lebih banyak soal orang itu. Kenapa orang itu bisa kayak gini? Kenapa aku bisa belajar apa dari dia? Gitu. Aku berteman sama orang yang udah punya semuanya, but doesn't teach me anything.
Wait, sorry. Jadi lu merasa orang-orang ini ditemui di England daripada di Amerika atau di Amerika, benar?
Aku orang-orang di England because it's so diverse here. Pertama, dan kedua, it doesn't really matter if you come from a wealthy family or not, you will get treated the same. Which is
okay.
Fall in love with London karena you can talk to everyone, orang baik gitu.
Okay.
And
fair enough.
It's a little bit London. I mean, I would rather and also like there's so much uniqueness in London. You can see like the store. Kita bisa lihat cerita kota ini just by looking at the buildings, looking at jalanannya, gimana kotanya tertata. Dan itu buat aku is so inspirational, Aku seneng banget bisa tinggal di sini, bisa jalan-jalan, bisa setiap hari aku bisa lihat hal-hal yang berbeda. Sementara kalau misalnya di US, because it's so commercialized, everyone knows everything gitu. And like
it's Walmart, Target, Starbucks, it's the same.
So anymore for me, like going to school there. I mean, obviously, I love visiting. I love New York with all my heart. Every time I go to New York, I don't want to go back to London. But that's because I find like a similarity between London and New York.
But not LA.
No.
Hey, I'm a California girl, by the way.
I mean, I love LA as well. I love LA. I love the fact that it's always sunny there. I love the weather. I love my friends in LA, but I could not live there. I like.
Well, I used to live in Northern California, to be fair, not Southern California. So there's the weather that is kind of sucky, not sunny all the time like LA. You know what I mean? But no, it was okay. Everybody beda-beda. I myself prefer America than Europe, ya kan? Tapi I think people are attuned and accustomed to different things. Like you want to learn something about that, I want to learn something from that, gitu loh. And there's no right or wrong. I think it just depends on who you are, ya kan?
Yes. There's no wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I still go to the US. I love the US, but I just couldn't study there because I couldn't see myself. I can't see myself living maybe in LA. Maybe like your future. I actually really like Seattle. Seattle's a bit cold.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Seattle, I would a couple months in Seattle. I wouldn't live in LA, but I would live.
Okay.
A bit like, I mean,
We'll
I
see,
feel,
right? We'll see.
yeah, genuine. That's
Okay. Alright, okay. Two things ya, Val. First of all, adalah kita akan ada rapid fire question. Basically, I'm just asking random questions so fast. You just have to answer them real quick, ya kan? Terus after that, we're gonna announce the giveaways. But first of all, shout out to Philly Johan, yeah, our friend, mutual friend. Kenalin gue sama lo. So Philly, if you're watching, hi, thank you so much. Kenalin gue pada this beautiful and talented young girl. She's so talented and she's so aspiring. So I mean, you're very old soul gitu loh, Val. It's amazing for your age, really. Okay, ready rapid fire?
yes.
Ready? Okay, number one. Kalau lu boleh act in any TV series anywhere in any part of the world, apa TV series yang lu mau act in?
Oh, aduh. Apa ya? Oh, okay, fine. I'll just answer this. White Lines.
Oh, okay, all right. Lu prefer K-pop or Bollywood?
Bollywood?
All right, all right. Tell us something about your dad that most people doesn't know and will find it surprising.
He repeats himself a lot.
Okay, all right. I did not know that. All right. Lu adalah early riser atau lu adalah night owl?
Early riser. I'm not a night owl for sure.
Yeah, you are early riser. I just realized that when I message you, it's like so early. Okay, all right. Back to Jakarta. Look at Jakarta. What is your favorite hangout place?
Oh, my house.
Okay, but we can't go there, so we cannot see you there. All right. Okay. What is your best feature?
My lips.
I love it. I love it. So people bully at that time. I'm quite surprised because that is your unique feature for sure, right? Okay, pagi ini lu tadi makan breakfast apa tadi makan breakfastnya?
Belum makan breakfast nih. Masih
Oh,
jam 9.
sorry about that. Okay. Sorry, not sorry actually. I'm glad to meet you. All right. Lu prefer Indomie atau fish and chips?
Fish and chips.
What? How could it be? Traitor.
I know, I love Indomie, but it's cause pas aku kecil. So a little story about Indomie. Aku dulu gak boleh makan Indomie dan aku pas kecil, when my mom was in her 30s dan aku masih kecil gitu, my mom going out to the nightclubs, I would like go hustle my mbak, tell her to get Indomie, gorengan, everything gitu. I would eat it so much sampai aku gendut banget, and that's not why I stopped because I got sick. But sometimes I still actually like I would.
Hello? Oops, I think Valerie, sorry, the connection mati. Sorry, yeah. Okay, next question. Sorry, next question. Horror movies atau komedi?
Comedy.
Oh, yes. Okay, and last question. What do you miss most about Indonesia?
Ooh, the island. The islands. Specifically, aku suka banget sih sama Bali. And H Island, I love H Island. Pulau Macan, apalagi I love Miss Pulau Macan.
Emang lu diving, Val? Do you dive?
Pengen coba, cuman aku belum pernah. I just love the ocean.
Okay, that's good. So you're what's it called? You're a beach person more than a mountain person, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, me too.
Both. I love the mountain. Aku dari kecil tuh sering banget kayak tiap kali syuting, apalagi kan film-film Indonesia gitu sering banget syutingnya di mountain, di Kawah Ijen, Banyuwangi. Jadi aku juga pas kecil sering ke tempat-tempat ini gitu, seru banget.
Tapi you prefer beach ya?
Yeah.
Okay, alright guys, this is the moment yang kita akan announce winners-nya ya. So if you are the winner, please DM ke gue, jangan gangguin si Valerie ya. Dia mau sekolah, biar dia fokus di pelajarannya. Lu DM ke gue, nama lu kalau disebut ya. Gue akan sebutkan 10 nama. Okay, so let me just do it real quick ya. Nomor 1 adalah crunch.d, ya, D-nya D-E-E, crunch.d, okay. Nomor 2, Putuwi Kain Dah Pratiwi. Putu Ika Indah Pratiwi. Nomor 3, P-W-E Rinses. Puerinces. Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. Nomor 4 ya, Anggun Puspaiza 88. Anggun Puspaiza 88. Nomor 5, MZ Lina _. MZ Lina A _. Nomor 6, Gloria.Patiasina. Gloria.Patiasina. Nomor 7, Lisa Teresaa underscore ya, Lisa Teresaa underscore. Nomor 8, Wiranata underscore Tasya. Wiranata underscore Tasya. Nomor 9, Vania, aduh susah banget ini namanya, TRSYLW. Vania TRSYLW. Okay, oh, Crunchy is answering. Yes, Crunchy, you won. Congratulations, DM me please. And terakhir, Ayu Lisyarini. Ayu Lisyarini. So please DM ke gue segera. Gue akan kasih alamat gue, kasih alamat kalian. Gue akan kirim 2 lipstick daripada Val by Valerie. Okay, guys. Semoga kalian bisa belajar dari Valerie hari ini. Walaupun gue umurnya lebih tua jauh daripada Valerie, bisa jadi ibunya dia. Tapi gue belajar banyak bahwa satu hal adalah harus humble dan harus merasa bahwa itu jangan puas diri. Terus belajar, terus learn. Even if you're already my age, keep learning. And Val, do you know what I'm learning right now?
What are you learning right now?
I'm learning to skateboard. I'm serious. At this age. Don't judge, don't troll me. But I also like you. I want to learn a lot of things as I grow. I don't want to stop learning. So again, Valerie, it's so nice to meet you and all the best, and please stay safe ya di London. I hope to see you physically di Jakarta with Philly as well. Okay, God bless your studies ya, Val.
So much, Grace. Thank you so much for having me on the show. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Thank you so much.
Thank you everybody for watching. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.